Good evening, Carl, over on Facebook. Just trying to make sure Instagram's caught up over here. I'll let Facebook catch up a little too. Trying to go live quick. Alright, I got Keith over on Instagram, so at least I know Instagram is working. Give it a few seconds here, see if we get a few others to join up, alright? I'm trying to find the perfect song to start us out for the night here. I can just find what I'm looking for. Come on. Why can't I find it? There we are. Alright, I got Lips over on Instagram as well. Did you get your pool done there, Lips? Let's see here. What is wrong with this thing? Two thumbs up from Lips over on Instagram. Says the pool's good to go, I guess. I got Dan over on Facebook as well, along with Carl. All right, boys. Gonna be quick here. Let me go turn something off here real quick. All right. I don't know if that helps or not, but humidifier was running, so little daytime Lagunitas right from the can. Busy weekend. Can't complain when there's a busy weekend, right? Nobody really wants to have a slow weekend. All right, let's see here. I'm trying to see. It says we got 3 people over on Facebook. I only see 2, so we'll see. Here we go. I don't know if I'm gonna be awake there, Carl. I'm gonna get this done here and try and. We got both girls are out cold. Finally, we had a nice long weekend. We did an Easter egg hunt up at Kim's friend's house. Did a lot of running around today. You name it, we did everything from pancakes breakfast to playgrounds to fishing. Again, to Alex and Britt, can't say thanks enough to you guys. The girls, surprisingly, Rory was the one that wanted to keep fishing, and Kira did not. It looked like Kira wanted to keep fishing initially, and Rory wasn't too into it, but they flip-flopped, and Rory almost had one in. I did get one little bass, so can't complain. Good day. Great day. I already posted the pictures. We took the pictures out at Alex and Brett's farm. So the pictures are posted, but I wanted to take the time here to read off some of the names. I'm going to go in reverse order here. Biggest reason is Carl asked me to honor this gentleman here. Nah, I think door's not open. Actually, I'm solo. They're all in bed there. So, long story short here, Carl asked me to honor James R. Seaman, who's 87 years old, from Dauberville, PA, which I looked that up, Carl. It's up in Berks County there, stomping grounds. I used to do a lot of wood duck hunting up in that neck of the woods. This gentleman was 87 years of age. He was born March 19th, 1932. He passed away April 1st, 2019, this year. He took his training with the 57th Anti-Aircraft Artillery Battalion, 3rd Armored Division, and he was also assigned to the Adjutant General Division, 7th Transportation Port, during the Korean War. I do wish I could have planned this a little better for you, Carl, because this was your request. I would like to have you here to explain a little more about him, but we'll catch up and do that again here in another day. But this is a good point that I bring up. This is a Korean War veteran. From what I read in his obituary, worked up until he was 70 years of age. Just if I could see if I can figure out how to get the link on here. take the time to read about them. Or like I say, if you Google search James R. Seaman, I mean, these guys are, like Kim said yesterday, coming home. Our World War II veterans are not going to be around much longer, unfortunately. So if you have an older veteran or somebody in your family that you know or neighbors, please take the time to sit down and chat with them a little bit, learn a little bit more about these guys and girls. Because that era is, unfortunately, leaving us too fast. So, Carl, to your family, to James Seaman, one quick Salancha here. You will never be forgotten, sir, and thank you for your time. Again, he was involved in the Korean conflict, and that is not an easy thing to be. That was not an easy war to deal with. Not that any war is easy, but you get the gist of what I'm going with there. I'm trying to also whisper because both girls are upstairs. We think they're asleep. They both seem to go to sleep really quick. But anyways, I digress. All right, like I said, I'm going to go in reverse order here. Specialist Tiana S. Avery Felder, 22 of Bridgeport, Connecticut. Operation Iraqi Freedom, April 7, 2004. She was with the 296th Brigade Support Battalion, 3rd Brigade, 2nd Infantry Division. She lost her life in Balad, Iraq, due to an improvised explosive device. Miss Bowen, good to see you on Instagram over there. Ryan Trago, Miss Wells, Miss Johnson over on Facebook, good to see you guys. Continuing on here in reverse order here. Staff Sergeant George S. Rentschler, 31 years of age, out of Louisville, Kentucky. Operation Iraqi Freedom, April 7th, 2004. 1st Battalion, 35th Armored Regiment, 1st Armored Division, Baghdad, Iraq. Small arms fire. Took this gentleman from us. Again, a senior NCO. Unfortunately, 2 more very senior NCOs were lost on the same date. Sergeant First Class William W. LaBottle, Jr., 45, of Bauxite, Arkansas. He was with Troop B, 151st Cavalry Squadron, 39th Infantry Brigade, 1st Cavalry Division, Baghdad, Iraq, due to small arms fire. Sergeant First Class Marvin L. Miller, 38 years of age, of Dunn, North Carolina. I also saw in his obituary, I think he had family from Dunn, Virginia, just to be correct on that. Operation Iraqi Freedom as well, April 7, 2004. He was with the 1st Squadron, 4th U.S. Cavalry, 1st Infantry Division, Balad, Iraq, small arms fire. Reading a little bit on this gentleman, he was just doing a traffic point, just controlling a traffic point, and unfortunately, somebody walked up and shot him in a quick ambush. PFC Christopher D. Mabry, 19, of Chunky, Mississippi. Operation Iraqi Freedom, April 7, 2004. 2nd Battalion, 4th Marines, 1st Marine Division, I Marine Expeditionary Force, Anbar Province, Iraq. Hostile fire. Carl did just get here. On to Captain Brent L. Morrell, 27, of Martin, Tennessee. Operation Iraqi Freedom, April 7, 2004. 1st Reconnaissance Battalion, 1st Marine Division, I Marine Expeditionary Force, Anbar Province, Iraq, due to hostile fire. Both those gentlemen, hostile fire. Again, reading up on these guys a little bit here and there. We're talking RPGs, ambushes, situations, a landmine. We're coming up on the gentleman who lost his life to a landmine. Not an improvised explosive device, to a landmine. Since Carl's here, let's see if I can get this thing angled here real quick. All right, there he is. He's over my shoulder there on Facebook, trying to catch Instagram up on angles.
Setup there. I don't know.
No, the angles suck.
Tilt it
here.
down.
The angles suck here. I don't know what to tell you. Lighting's not good.
Don't worry.
Now, I just read about James. You want to be a little bit more forthcoming on him for me? Who is he to you? Why would you nominate him?
He's my great uncle. He's my nana's brother. Okay. He's the last of the generation, and
the last of your family in this generation that was served this time period.
As far as I know. Okay. It just feels like now it's just our parents and then us, and that's it.
Well, it was,
and I didn't really know a whole lot about his service until recently.
Well, you did some research on it too.
Did research, went to the service, and I don't know. I don't know what to say. But
Well, it's
to you, I want to say thank you. One, for your service to our country. Two, for your service to our neighborhood. And three, to what you do here every Sunday.
I'd
I
say
appreciate it. 'Cause
like I said
this is the second time in, 6 months?
6 months. Well, your
that
family
you mentioned somebody in our family.
Yep.
You know, my wife's uncle, Uncle Albert, the United States Navy
that was
commander. It wasn't that
December, I think, maybe.
long. Yeah, I said 6 months because I
Yeah.
don't know the exact date.
Yeah,
but,
I want to say it was wintertime, but
and Uncle
I mean-
Jim, he was just a class act all around. He was a good guy.
well, you could tell that when I read his
Yeah.
obituary. Like I said, this gentleman, he worked up until he was 70 plus years of age, if not on button 70. Several different career fields. I mean, the guy covered everything he needed to do. Like I said, I know the area up that way. They're all very hard-working folks, and I mean, obviously, this guy's proof in the pudding for that. And like Kim said to me on the ride home yesterday, coming back from the Easter egg hunt, the next couple of years as our kids get older, our World War II generation and the Korean generation are just we're losing them at too fast of a clip. So it's unfortunately we're losing them. So again, I reiterate that if you take the time, if you have somebody, a neighbor, family, etc., take the time to learn a little bit more, and let's find out what we can from these guys and girls, because once they're gone, their history is just going to be what it is in the books, and we need to hear it firsthand. And as for this thing on Sunday nights, again, this is something that started years ago. It was something a gentleman out of South Carolina was doing, and I just would continue to share it, and it grew to the point where we sit here and I have 4 sheets of honorees that we try to use, and you'll see here as I do these 6 that I just read about, this young lady and these 5 gentlemen. This was all one day in Iraq. This is all April 7th, 2004, and this is obviously 15 years ago to the day. There's so many more. I mean, the 6th and the 8th and the 10th of April was a brutal month, and I could fill sheets in these, for all of our guys and girls we lost. So be thankful that we get to do what we get to do. I mean, like I said, I got to go out and have fun, this weekend with my family, even though the kids were wired and running pretty hard and didn't like to listen too well here and there. But I think we ended on a strong note. They had a ball. I mean, you can't beat it. The weekend we finally had weather. We actually finally had half decent weather, no biblical rains. So enough jabberage on that. Let me get going here. Again, this is all in a very short time period, April 10th and April 8th. You'll see here when I read these off. These next 6 gentlemen, 5 of them from the same unit. So I'll do the lone unit here that's different here, and this was on April 8th, 2009. Lance Corporal Blaze A. Oleski, 22 years of age, out of Holland Patton, New York. Operation Enduring Freedom. He was with the 3rd Battalion, 8th Marine Regiment, 2nd Marine Division, 2 Marine Expeditionary Force, or 2I. Again, I need some jarheads out there to correct me on this. On if it's 2 or if it's 2I or your expeditionary forces. Unfortunately, I don't follow. I don't understand the Marine Corps as well. Anyways, Lance Corporal Oleski lost his life in Nowzad, Afghanistan, in combat operations. Again, I do try and take a little bit more time to figure out what happened and what occurred here, and I could not get exact as to what occurred there. If it was a improvised explosive device, if it was an ambush or what, but regardless, this gentleman was out there, and he was a member of the 3/8th Marine Regiment, and there is some decent history. If you want to look up different units that I mentioned, look them up. Take the time, 5 minutes. That's all you need to do. Pick somebody we honor each week and learn a little bit more about them. These next 5, like I said, were all killed in a suicide bomber attack on their armored vehicle, and I will go in order of rank here. Sergeant First Class Brian E. Hall, 32 years of age, of Elk Grove, California. Staff Sergeant Gary L. Woods, Jr., 24, of Lebanon Junction, Kentucky. Sergeant Edward W. Forrest, Jr., 25, of St. Louis, Missouri. Corporal James G. Pachush, 20, of Davenport, Iowa. And last but not least of this unit, PFC Bryce E. Gautier, 22, of Cypress, California. All 5 of these gentlemen they were in the same unit, same armored vehicle on April 10th, 2009 with the 1st Battalion, 67th Armor Regiment, 2nd Brigade Combat Team, 4th Infantry Division in Mosul, Iraq, and a suicide bomber walked up to their vehicle and detonated it. Detonated themselves and obviously the vehicle with these 5 heroes. And again, you look at these 5 and you have, from your top tier senior NCO sergeant first class down to your young PFC who's probably been in the military for a year or 2 at the most, learning everything. But like I said, we honor those 4th Infantry Division. Again, the pictures are up there. You kind of see what I got going here. Look back at the pictures if you want. And last but not least here on the next 6, we have on April 5th, 2009, from the 1st Battalion, 66th Armor Regiment, 172nd Infantry Brigade Combat Team is Specialist Israel Candelaria Mejas, 28, of San Lorenzo, Puerto Rico. Operation Iraqi Freedom in Balad Ruz, Iraq. This was the mine detonation I was talking about. From what I can tell, was just outside his vehicle and stepped on a random landmine. Specialist Carrie M.G. Danieluk, 27, of Cerro, Texas. Operation Enduring Freedom. April 15, 2014, 2nd Battalion, 87th Infantry Regiment, 3rd Brigade Combat Team, 10th Mountain Division in Puli Alam, Afghanistan, small arms fire. That's our heroes from the military from the past couple of years, the last 5, 10, and 15 years. I think I drank too much coffee today. I can't get enough water, or in this case, beer water. Hey, it's daytime. It's lighter than Miller Lite. So if you really want something better than Miller Lite, and it's lighter, it's only 98 calories and 4% ABV. So for those Miller Lite and Coors Light drinkers, try daytime. A little bit better. The next 4 gentlemen we honor, 1 firefighter and 3 police officers. Again, doing research on these guys in this situation here. Sergeant Stephen L. Lycon from the California Highway Patrol was a motorcycle officer. Was on a traffic stop, and as he was approaching the vehicle, another vehicle sped behind him and crashed into him, pinning him and the motorcycle against the other vehicle. He was rushed to the hospital, and unfortunately he passed away at the hospital on April 6, 2019. If I remember correctly when I was reading up on it, I believe the driver has been charged criminally. Deputy Sheriff 2, Spencer Allen Inglet. Excuse me, my allergies are getting me good from being outside all day. Deputy Sheriff 2, Spencer Allen Inglet, Forsyth County Sheriff's Office, Georgia. End of watch was Thursday, April 4th, 2019. He was at the academy, I'm assuming, teaching and instructing when he had a medical emergency, and unfortunately passed from his medical emergency. This next gentleman, this is a freak accident, to say the least. And I have it listed as a vehicle crash. It's odd when you hear about it, but Detective Benjamin J. Campbell, Maine State Police, end of watch was April 3rd, 2019. He was out of his car, I believe it was on a disabled vehicle, and was out of his car approaching when a tractor-trailer tire flew off of another tractor-trailer and slammed into him. Not even a related disabled vehicle or anything, just out of the car walking up and tractor-trailer tire flew off. This likens back to, I tell the story from years ago on 352 here in Delaware County. A tree fell on a guy driving down the road and killed him. You don't know when your time's up, so live every day for what you can, for every day. Last but not least is firefighter Helitack Captain Daniel J. Laird from the USDA Forest Service Fire Service, the Tahoe National Forest Unit. End of watch was Wednesday, March 27, 2019, in a helicopter crash. He was actually down in, I'm going to say this wrong, but it was down near Houston. It was in a national forest in Houston, and I believe they were doing a back burn. Essentially, they were burning an area to keep the wildfires from getting worse than they were. When the helicopter crashed, injured his partners, and he unfortunately succumbed to his injuries from that crash. Reading a little bit about him, he began as a apprentice, and as an apprentice in that field, spent 23 years, rose through the ranks, became this attack, Helitack they call it, Helitack, essentially very similar to the fast rope that the military uses to attack fires, create backfires, to use small teams to create burn lines, you name it. These guys and girls would go in, launch in by helicopter. So, he, hell of a guy. He started out on like I said, an apprentice position and rose through the ranks. So you cannot, it's hard to replace that kind of leadership. So unfortunately, our U.S. Forest Service lost a very good, valuable person here. It's probably going to take some time for them to recover. Let's see here. I'm trying to catch up. Terry Teifer, I'm sorry I missed out on that. Love for Ranger Dominic Pilla. Amen, sir. I stopped and visited him a couple years back. 3 or 4 years back. If you go all the way back into the posts, you'll see I stopped at Dominic's gravesite in New Jersey. I drive by it all the time. Let's see. I'm a little behind here trying to catch up. I'm actually doing well. Only 22 minutes into this. Wish you would tell me what time you made the text there, Terry, because I missed that. I didn't see it scrolling down. Long story short here, Miss Megan just joined over on Instagram as well. As always,
because her homework's done.
Get that homework done. You got it.
Homework's done.
Not much longer, Miss Megan. Keep at it. Long story short, it's been a long, busy weekend. We did a lot of activities. We ran around like lunatics. Couldn't beat it. You couldn't. I would not trade it for nothing. We get to do that because we're a free nation. So there we are. I've rambled enough. The pictures are up already. I just wanted to catch up and say say their names, because if you speak their names, they will never be forgotten. So, again, we covered 5 years, 10 years, and 15 years back, and we covered our recent losses. Again, as always, as I've told Carl, and he's taken advantage of, please, if you have somebody you want me to honor, this can be someone who just started service, someone that's still in service. If someone in the family that has passed away, to someone that has fallen in the line of duty, you want to bring it up, let me know. Bring it to my attention, and we will get it done. Again, I prefer to start seeing some of our young guys and girls get honored here that are just kicking off on their careers too. So feel free to nominate anybody you want to. Just shoot me an email, text, whatever, and we'll get it done. All the social medias will have the video up in a little bit as well. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Well, we're on Facebook and Instagram now, but you get the point. That's all. It's late. I ran around like a lunatic all weekend, so we're going to wrap it up. So, as always, to everybody out there, stay safe. Salancha, if you're going into work or if you're at work, be good, be safe. Doctors, nurses out there, take care of everybody, please. Be safe. To all of our utility workers, thank you. It's good to have electricity, water, heat, AC if you need it. You get my point. All right, take care of each other. Reach out if you need something. And that's it. Love you all. Salancha.
Cheers.
Never forget anybody, all right? Maybe running late, but I'll get it done. All right, boys and girls, be good.